So here's book 2 of the Aeneid, lines 601 through 620. And we continue with Venus talking to Aeneas after Aeneas expresses a desire to kill Helen. And Venus kind of pops up and she's like, oh, wait now, let's think about this. So she says, the Tibby, I'm using a lightsaber today, the Tibby is sort of like, I tell you, I tell to you, or maybe like it is not to you, the hated face of the Lacanian Tyndareus. So that's the daughter of Tyndareus, so that's Helen. So it's not the hated face of Lacanian Helen. Lacanian is like where Helen is from. The VE just means or. Paris having been blamed, culpatos. But we sort of have to assume it's a but. It's the unkindness, the inclementia of the gods. This is a syncopated genitive of the gods, and she repeats for emphasis, of the gods, that overturns these resources and scatters Troy from her summit. So it's not Helen and it's not Paris who are responsible for the destruction of Troy. It's the gods. It's solely the destruction wrought by the gods' unkindness. And then she says, aspice, look. She gives him a command. For I, and then you have to go all the way down here, eripiam, for I will snatch away the omnem nubem, the whole cloud, which now, having been covered, sort of in reference to you looking at it, this is a dative of reference, which now, having been covered, dims the mortal sight to you, or for you. This is a dative of possession here. So, and dewy makes cloudy all around. So let me do that one more time. This is actually confusing. So, 4, I will snatch away the whole cloud, which now, having been covered as to you looking at it, dims your mortal sight or sights, and dewy, it makes cloudy all around. So she's like, I'm going to take away that cloud that pretty much all mortals have, and it's that cloud that prevents them from seeing the gods. So she says, you, ne time. This is a negative imperative, a way to do a negative imperative that's not like the noli nolite plus the infinitive. So she says, you don't fear aliqua. This is sort of in, it's qua, but after si, nisi, numen, ne, ali takes a holiday, so it's actually aliqua, so in any way. So don't fear in any way the usa, the commands or the orders, parentis, of your parent, nor refuse to obey the instructions, the precepts. Here, where you see vides, where you see shattered masses or bulks, and saxa, torn from saxi, so rocks torn from rocks. So like stone walls torn apart. So she's like, here where you see these things, and you also see fumum, dust, swelling with smoke, swelling smoke mixed with dust. So, and you've got a synthesis here, right? A, B, A, B. So the words for dust and smoke are literally mixed together. So you have that really nice use of synthesis there. There's also this chiasmus up here, right, with the like patronymic adjective. It's not really a patronymic when it's talking about where you're from, but it's sort of that like descriptive genitive with like the two adjectives in between talking about Helen. Okay, back down here. So she's like, here where you see that. And this is a description of Troy. This is like New York City on the day of September 11th when there was smoke and dust all being mixed together and the people are all covered in it and walls are torn down and there's just sheer destruction everywhere. Like buildings are coming down. The world feels like it's ending. Everything's on fire. People are screaming. There's probably dead bodies in the street. Like it's just chaos. It's Minas Tirith. during the siege on the city. And so she takes away this cloud and allows him to see the gods. And it's the first, he sees Neptune. And it's Neptune shakes the walls and the foundations having been moved by his great trident. And he rushes the whole city from its seat. So he's like kind of pushing everything down. And then Neptune himself has a grudge against Troy because this dude named Laomedon somehow, I'm forgetting the story now, but somehow he forced him to build the walls, or part of the walls of Troy. And so Neptune destroying the walls is sort of poetic justice, that he gets a little of his own back. So he's tearing down the walls. And then here you have Juno, most savage Juno, and she first holds the Skyan gates. So these are just one of the gates of Troy. So Juno's, holding the gates, and she's furent, she's raging. She calls the allied troop from the ships, equipped with a sword. So Juno here has her, she's an action figure, right? She's got her like sword, action thing in her hand. This is a bad example, but she's equipped with a sword. And now you see Tritonian Palace, sitting on the highest citadels, shining from a cloud, or like gleaming from a cloud, the nimbo. Oh, and then she gives another command. She says respice. So up here it was aspice, kind of look at, and here it's look back. And you see Tritonian Palace, that's Athena. She's sitting on the citadels, gleaming from a cloud, savage with a gorgon. So she's got her shield that has Medusa's head as the boss of it. And then Pater Ipsa, Father himself, supplies courages and favorable, or like spirits and favorable courage to the Greeks. He himself stirs up the gods against the Dardanian arms. Eripe your fugam, nate, so hasten your flight, or hasten your escape, son, and impone affinam, put an end to your labori. Abero, I will be away, that's a future there, I will be away nowhere, and meaning she'll be there when he needs her. And I will set you up safe on your native or fatherlandy thresholds. So this is her reassuring Aeneas. She's like, look, Aeneas, the gods themselves are at work here. You can't fight this. You got to go home. You got to get your family, and you got to leave. That's your only option. You can't fight it. Just give in to fate and save what you can. The gods themselves are what's doing this. It's not the actions of men. So that is her speech to her son to get him out of Troy and on his way to Italy.